our panel discussion, and the setup is already done. So we'll move on with it. The topic for the panel discussion is the best compute architecture for today's dynamic business climate. I would like to introduce and invite our speakers, our panel members, beginning with Mr. 𝗵𝗵 𝗠𝗿𝗵𝗺. He's the Chief Technology Officer at IBM Bank. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? I would like to invite Mr. RanVijay Pandey, Global Alliances Manager, 𝗕𝗲𝘀 FinCal, and Mr. Rohit Sood, Technical Manager, Cognitive and Cloud System from IBM India, South Asia.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's always good to see a big crowd, and we are here to make the topic a little bit interesting. So, before I introduce our esteemed guests, I think everybody saw these cups at the starting, right, coffee, and there were some power messages, powerful power messages. I think based on the inventory of the cups, I think these were the 3 top cups which were chosen from a message perspective. So I just will read it loud just to make it a little bit more topic oriented, and then we can pick up this topic and move forward. My top priority: business continuity, availability, and less downtime. I think Ravi touched upon how power systems are the most reliable. 24/7, 365 days of uptime. I think ITICH study, 14 years of consecutive being at number 1 when it comes to reliability of infrastructure in terms of a power supply. Right? And I think most of the power customers over here will relate to it. The second one was in terms of more computational strength, less latency to run AI models. I think there is a buzzword in terms of making artificial intelligence helping make business decisions, and I think the whole fundamental of AI, I think Ravi also touched upon. But the 2 things when I looked up on AI, one is a learning model, and the second one is an inferencing model. And when I said inferencing, my phone started. So when you look at learning, I think that is more intensive from a CPU perspective. So you need GPUs to run that learning capability. But then when you talk about inferencing, how about doing inferencing on the processor which is doing your banking transactions, right? Should I offload that data to a GPU and then do an inferencing, get the inferencing back from the system? There is so much of latency in the data, right? How about doing that inferencing on the chip itself? And that is where Ravi talked about 5x in terms of a power 10 AI inferencing built onto the processor itself. And in technological terms, we have something called MMA, multi-math accelerators, which is actually coded onto the chip itself. And those are the new things which we have done with Power 10 as compared to the Power 9. Last but least message, I think the last one was modernizing. I think everybody is aware of the word modernizing, and I think we are the only platform which can run 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗏, and your new Linux and containerized workload algorithm. So with that, sorry, I kept you waiting. So I'll quickly introduce, I have 𝗵𝗪. 𝗵𝗪 leads the IT from an IDBI standpoint. He's the CTO for IDBI. Overall 24 years of industry experience. He has been part of TCS. He also has been part of Infosys, SBI, and now he is leading a CTO. He is acting as a CTO for an IDBI. 𝗵𝗪, thank you so much, and good to have you over here. And I have RanVijay, old friend. Me and Ran used to work with IBM together, and that's not the reason he's here. So, Ran is almost 25 years in the industry, and I think most of the banking industry knows him. And by the way, he's a very, very avid cycler, and I have seen him cycling over to. So with that, and I am Rohit. I lead the power systems technical team for India Solutions. So with that, 𝗵𝗪, I'll start off with you. Let me quickly jump on my cheat sheets. Okay, as you have been in the industry for so long, can you share some thoughts on the recent developments in the banking industry, which everybody is aware of, but your perspective into it, and then what IDBI is doing or planning in the near future to take use of those initiatives.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
So let me limit the recent past to say 2 years, 2.5 years that we were in the COVID. So I think there were so many things that happened during COVID, both on the say the business side as well as the technology side. We had say the UPI, doing the leapfrog in terms of payments. We had say NEFT started 24/7, then we had RTGs, all making say contactless payments. Then we had digital side of things with the ONDC. We had account aggregators, and then recently we also have the metaverse with a few banks already making announcements. If I come back to the technology side of things, see cloud is the one thing which everybody wants to have a piece of it into their technology landscape, whether it is private, public, hybrid, on-premise, pay-as-you-go, whether pay-as-you-go should be named as pay-as-you-grow. Okay. So that is one part we have. Then AI, ML, typical stuff is there. Okay. See, the intent of say the banks, okay, in general, if I may take the liberty of talking about all the banking fraternity, is basically to ease out the IT side of things. And when I say IT, infra side of things. See, IT is now more focused and say closely binded with the business. You could say there are say SWAT teams where people are doing journeys in tandem with the business, touching the customer side of things, touching the operation side of things in terms of say automation. So all this infrastructure, for the poor choice of what I will say, the infrastructure headache needs to be relieved from the IT teams. And they should be focusing more on utilizing their time on say giving more value to the business, the return on investments, the typical KPI measure. So one good thing that happened with the COVID was all the short-term, medium-term, long-term things that used to be planned in those PPTs are now really about say 18 to odd say 24 months, not more than that, because we need to be flexible and agile as what 𝗃𝗧𝗏 was also in the presentation we had seen. So plans can change. See, we had seen 2 waves of COVID, things change. We had to work, say banks, say especially the public sector bank, IBI being say quasi-public. So we were never, I would say, planned or made to work remotely or virtually, and all that changed. So this is like a good welcome change, and it has made the banks say more flexible, and with technology like say IBM and the other partners that we have, it is making our life easier. But the next goalpost would be that yes, we need the technology to be more agile and to relieve all our say the routine tasks for the IT.
Thank you, 𝗃𝗏𝗄. And I think you touched upon 2 key words which I am picking up: automation and modernization. We have to modernize to adapt to the new workload, and we have to do maximum automation to come out of day-to-day mundane tasks and work on the business side. So with that, Rag, with this acceleration in this digital adoption, right, everybody is talking digital, and 𝗃𝗏𝗄 is working on digitizing the banking landscape as well. It's both a boon and a challenge when you look at the IT perspective. Actually, the dependency on IT has grown multifold. And when you look at increased agility and innovation, what's your perspective on this? And if you can highlight some of the key considerations from a clinical perspective when you look at
No, I was confused whether it is question or answer. Anyway, first, let me just share my experience working with Rohit. Since he introduced, we both joined IBM almost 22 years back. And that time itself, I was supporting Power, and then it used to call 𝗲𝗏, and he was supporting 𝗲400. So my journey with Power started with 𝗲𝗏3, 𝗲𝗏4, and I have seen performance going up and up with each and every generation of this, and finally we reached the double digit. So good, and in fact, every time I used to have a fight with them, they used to come and say that, okay, this generation is performing at least 30% more. And then we used to say, no, first you prove. And one thing was consistent, that each and every version of power, we have seen significant improvement in performance. And it was proved not only by saying, but we have seen that improvement in the number of transaction process in real time with all our customers. So 𝗃𝗏𝗃 also grown up with power, and we have seen even today almost about 55 to 60% all big customers are still using power as their infrastructure. Let me coming back to the question, how the digital things or the digital adoption has changed the industry completely. Let me just share you a few data points which will give you the way things have changed. Let me give you some perspective of how we used to file our tax filing. Our tax filing, we used to, or every year we used to see that it was complete mess, and they used to extend the filing time by 30 days or maybe sometimes 60 days. This time also many people were expecting that at the last moment it will get extended, but no. There was a 0-day extension for the tax filing. You know the reason. I will just share you a few of the data points what happened this time. 7.2 million transactions or tax was filed in a single day, and 550,000 returns in 1 hour. And then we have seen 9,500 returns in 1 minute. And if you compare, to give you the size of this transactions volume, altogether, whatever big transactions of IRCTC, Amazon, and Zomato, if you combine that, this was much higher than that. And this all was, why I am referring this is, this was done on Power Platform, and Power Platform never let us down, and it has shown, and all these transactions or returns which were filed, almost they were all processed flawlessly within 10 days of the filing. So this has never happened. I know that a lot of our effort is also gone into that, but this type of things has supported by power. Let me just give you few more industry input on this. So if you see the transactions has evolved in our system in last few months after this adoption of UPI. You see that total 4.9 billion transactions we have done in a month, and today we are doing 100 million transactions altogether in India in a day. So this is a huge volume which was unthinkable some time back. And if you compare, I collected the data from many of our customers, and what we are seeing is whatever transactions they used to do almost 2 years back, now it has grown up by almost 10 times. Few of the things has gone much more than what we are expecting, and this put a lot of pressure on the IT infrastructure. And at the same time, it put pressure on us to improvise or modernize our applications and think out of box to handle this one. Because adding infrastructure is only one question, but that is also not a sustainable model. So definitely something different need to be done even in our application. Anyway, we'll discuss more maybe. So this is a challenge, but this is the way industry is growing, and we have to take care of these challenges in a much easier way if we want to survive. And another thing what we are seeing is now challenge for bank is not a competitor of bank is not a bank. They are going to get much more competition from in all the fintechs, and even a lot of challenges is the post by Amazon, Paytm, and other vendors like all the fintechs who have come up.
Thank you, Ram. I think great data points, and data is the new oil. All the data facts are really important. Back to you, 𝗃𝗏𝗃. I think core applications and digital applications, they have to work in synergy. A lot of data flows between each of them, and if you can touch upon what are the enhancements and the changes when you have to look at these interactions, how does it impact the digital core, and what is the key important steps typical bank should look at from the infrastructure design point when you look at these interactions of core and
Thanks for the question. It's a good question. And we are also grappling with this issue. The point here being, see, the IT infrastructure is designed in such a way that yes, we have to run both the workloads, the new age, emerging technologies workloads, as well as the erstwhile, I'll not call them legacy applications, but erstwhile, say, horses who used to win the race for us. Okay? So those are also important, and say those applications are not designed for the new side of, say, handling the volumes, handling the scales, the performance benchmarks. And see, we may take a call where we want to re-engineer them, but then there is cost to everything. Not everything you want to re-engineer. Sometimes you can do it. Sometimes the product OEM doesn't allow you to do it, or there is no roadmap for it, and you can't simply go with the application. So you need to run it as it is, where it is. So how can your say IT help you to run those workloads as well as the new age workloads? Okay? That's a puzzle that needs to be solved. And to some extent, I think so. When we started, for major part of the journey that was shown in that power series, right? So we are with IBM right from 2004 or 5ish. We have seen from the power 4 to the recent 5, we are also working on the power 10 workload. So what we find here is, see, you can't have put all the eggs in one basket. Okay? But then over here, your infrastructure needs to be, say, robust, needs to have that flexibility, as well as say meeting the performance and load benchmarks. And the last but most important factor is where you would need to have security, not only on the perimeter of the infrastructure, but also between the microsegments or the segmentation, or between, say, east-west. Okay? We always look at the north-south, but east-west is always very important. See, we need to make the, although I'm the CTO, we would love to make the job on the C so easier, because ultimately it's all, say, hand in glove with security. Because if one piece fails, the entire technology actually fails. So that's the way we look at it. We also have the agenda on, say, when I speak in terms of IDPI, in the next 2 years agenda, we also have the ESG goals, where we are also looking at both our endpoints as well as hardware on the data center side to be helping us to achieve those ESG goals. That's a short answer.
yeah, sustainability is again. I think I was in 2 days back in one of the sessions. I think Gartners of the world rated security as the topmost agenda in all of the organizations. I think today the one which is catching up with security is sustainability. I think that is every foremost discussion. And coming back to you, Ran, getting a clinical perspective on the infrastructure requirement, and then when you look at the new AI engines coming up into it, how is clinical adapting to these new workloads, and how does clinical is suggesting to their customers what will be the core component of the infrastructure which should be looked at consideration.
Okay, I was not prepared for this question because I am not authorized to say anything on behalf of.
But I'm not saying you have to say what I am.
Okay, let me just say that being a part of this organization and working with our product team, engineering team, and participating in all the forum where we are discussing about how to align ourselves with the industry need and what all changes we are doing in our applications. Let me just throw some light how we are also working. And in fact, last 24 months, a lot of things, a lot of brainstorming and a lot of changes we have done in our applications. A few of the things I'm just sharing with you guys. We are making our application all the modularized applications, and we are making all our applications cloud native, and this all are microservice enabled. That is the first thing what we are doing. Second, we are digitizing our core, This means it is readily available to consume all the industry standard API, and it can interface with all the customers and all the end users, so that customer or the bank can serve better to the ecosystem, the partner ecosystem what they have. Then we are decomposing our banking or that core. We are taking out creating a lot of lightweight applications for very high volume and low value transactions, because that is what is making a big load on their current system. So once we take out the transactions like UPI and all, then a lot of their things will be taken care of. So the bursting infrastructure load will reduce to a great extent. Then we are dockerizing everything so that the deployment and even deploying in a hybrid cloud mode will become much easier. Then we are just trying to see that how we can cater to the large ecosystem, even the payment system and other systems, even bank who don't want to change or modernize their core. We have created a product which can stay ahead of that, and that can interface the even legacy core and still make bank go digital and make it more effective for their customers.
Thank you, Ram. And this was your last. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And Padma, the last one for you. How would you rate an infrastructure partner in terms of the key three KRAs, right? In terms of I don't want to give to you. What are the three key topmost parameters when you look at deciding? I'm not looking from an idea.
Okay.
Generally.
See, already I said, okay, typical parameters of safety, security, reliability, operations. Another important part is how do you look at the roadmap? What's the roadmap of that particular, say, hardware class, the kind of thing? Because you want to invest into say a hardware which you will run almost in perpetuity. You don't want to change every now and then, because it's always cost of change, and you don't want to change your setup so often. See, although agile is the word, it on the infra side, not too many things happen over the right way. See, there is cloud also, but then I think so. Someone mentioned earlier that we will be having some IBM based virtual cloud in India. We are also looking forward for that, because see, the change from say engineered systems to commodity hardware is a big shift, and not everyone does that for say cost, performance, stability, visibility, integrations. All those things are coming. So coming back again to the question, one is definitely the roadmap. Another is how does the partner help you in your journey? Okay? Instead of just being a transactional say deal. Okay? How does he help you? How does he help you in terms of improving your IT landscape to meet your say strategies and visions for the organization? That is number two. And third, say does he make the effort, okay, in terms of the say the hardware to solve your problems? Okay? In terms of being only being myopic to the given use case, whether he helps you to solve your business problem, which may or may not fall into his line of business. So it's more of a partnership thing that we may look at, instead of just being purely technical. See, because technology, I always say that technology is the simplest piece to solve. The more part is on the continuity, reliability of the partnership, people management, all these things.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Can I take liberty to ask a question to you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we talked that what we are doing, I'm curious to know that what with your power system and with your new modernization, how you are being prepared to support us, and what changes you are bringing, the way you have you're operating and offering new infrastructure, or what changes you are making to take care of all these challenges.
Right. So I think Padma gave the answer, so I'll repeat it. But then on the serious side, Ram, I think roadmap investment in a technology is what IBM has been doing continuously, and you saw that legend of IBM. I think that every 3 years we came out. And by the way, just to share with you, if you do go to Google and search for IBM Power 11, you will get hits. By the way, if you go and search for IBM Power 12, you will also get hits. So that is a commitment from an IBM in saying of investment of dollars in research, in bringing up not only from a hardware research but an operating system. We are having a clear roadmap of AI till 2032. I think that is the longest roadmap from a both hardware and a software perspective. That is the second point which 𝗲𝗪 said, which I like. I think the partnership, it is not typically an OEM and a one. If I can bring in value across to your landscape in terms of solving a problem, I think that is where I will score it in this. And that is where we are working on skilling ourselves, not only talking about hardware, but looking at other pieces of modernization, microservices, security as an overall landscape, and come back to you as well.
Great.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you so much, 𝗲𝗪. I'll still be on the stage. Thank you. With that, I just also want to introduce one of the, I think Ravi talked about IBM Cloud, but I think we also have a public cloud offering. We actually collaborated with 𝗬𝗏, and we have 𝗏𝗏𝗃 𝗃𝗏. Rajesh, if you can spend 2 minutes with us. Thank you so much, Rajesh. So we partnered with 𝗬𝗏, and actually we are having a public offering where 𝗬𝗏 is offering power as a cloud in country today. And we have one pod today available with 𝗬𝗏. Another pod is coming up soon. I think Rajesh will add more to it. Rajesh, you can add.
Good evening, everyone. I'm 𝗲𝗪𝗃. I'm the Chief Digital Officer of 𝗬𝗏. So, I have been working on IBM Power Series since almost 20 years now. And we have always seen IBM Power Series only on premise. So at 𝗬𝗏, we thought that we should do something very unique. It was a matter of luck that myself and Rohit were sitting over a lunch, and we said that why don't we create a Power Series cloud in India, public cloud in India on IBM. And I said that everybody has been seeing only IBM Power Series only on premise. So it will be a very, very unique offering for customers, for CIOs, because people have been waiting for it. It has been always a CapEx hungry market. So today, 2 months back, we set up this Power Series public cloud, which is the first cloud in India, actually first cloud in Asia, not only in India. This cloud is now available in my Pandey data center, Navi Mumbai, and Pandey data center is my world's second largest tier 4 uptime data center. We have got a capacity of 30,000 racks, 20-acre campus, so very, very like one of the best data centers seen anywhere in the world. So I would like to thank Rohit, I would like to thank 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗃 is standing there. So this offering of IBM Power Series public cloud is going to be very, very innovative and unique offering for all of us, for the CIOs who have been working only on enterprise. Number one. Number two, people want to work on like host 𝗏𝗏𝗃 HANA. So we are all ready for that. So that offering is also ready from 𝗬𝗏. So if you have any workload for 𝗏𝗏𝗃 HANA, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃, please, you are most welcome to come on this cloud and make use of it. Somebody who wants to do a POC of this, we can also give the environment for POC for a few weeks so that you can test the environment, you can test the performance and the scalability. So this is what it is.
And we would like to fill your racks more with
So this was the first public cloud. The second public cloud is coming up in Noida. In my Noida data center, we just inaugurated the Noida data center 2 weeks back, which was inaugurated by the Chief Minister of UP. Where we committed 39,000 crores from 𝗬𝗏 in the MOU with UP government. So this Noida facility is also going to have 30,000 racks, 20-acre campus, 6 buildings. So second public cloud will be ready by the end of next 5 years. So this is what it is. Third, we are also thinking, so this public cloud is only hosting today 𝗬𝗏 and AIX operating system, but now we are also thinking of having IBM 𝗏𝗏, which is the mainframe thing, also as a public cloud offering. So thank you Rohit for this, and I would also like to introduce 2 of my people from 𝗬𝗏, 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏, who is the head of my ERP practice. Mayur, please, yeah. You should also come. Mayur, please. So Amit Datta heads the ERP practice at Yoga and Darshana heads the entire manufacturing and IBS vertical. And she is a hardcore manufacturing person, so she brings a lot of orders for us. And Mehul is the guy who is helping us in getting the deals for IBM. so these racks are all lying, as of now they are empty, so we are trying to fill with IBM. Thank you so much IBM, and this is something very, very unique from
Thank you. And back to you. Thank you so much.